to Sunday Media.
We're reporting on the most interesting headlines.
It's the news you need and the entertainment you want every Sunday.
Hit that subscribe button and let's spend Sunday together.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Cheers. Welcome to Sunday Media.
Welcome to Sunday Media.
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Happy Sunday to all of our
Happy
listeners.
Sunday.
Thanks for tuning in.
This is Kylie.
This is Shauna.
Thank you for joining us again.
Yeah, I hope you're having a great reset and changing your sheets. This is our fourth episode. I know. Can you believe it?
I'm getting a little used to it.
I'm getting used to it too. I'm really liking this. I hope you're enjoying at home. To all of our listeners, I hope you're enjoying our conversations.
Me too.
We have 5 more headlines for you today.
Exciting headline.
We wanted to do 5 headlines in 25 minutes, but we don't want to put ourselves in a box. If we just, some of these episodes can be a little longer.
Yep.
So 5 headlines. And our second guest on the podcast.
Yes, very exciting.
A friend of show, Carla.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to be calling in just a little bit to answer a question/dilemma that somebody wrote in about for our honest opinions. So just a reminder to everybody out there, if you have a question or a dilemma or concern in your life that you would like us or a special guest to answer for you on a future episode, email us. Inquiries at thesundaymedia.com. You can find that in the show notes. You can also find that on our Instagram. So send us a message, and it can be anonymous.
Yep.
Sign it from whoever. We'll still address it for you.
DM us,
but email us if you have a question.
Don't DM us.
Don't send us messages. No, send us messages. But if you have an honest opinion dilemma that you want us to answer, send us an email. We would love to consider you for a future episode. And if you would like to be a guest on our episode, same thing. That you can DM us for. Let us know. We'll give you the information that we will. We will give you all the information that you need to be our guest. Because I like now having guests on. I'm excited for our second guest. We knew we wanted to answer a couple on our own. So our first 2 episodes, we decided that we wanted to give our own advice. But we have now opened up the floor. We have some very famous guests in our future too. I'm very excited.
Me too.
And very special, somewhat anonymous guest on our 5th episode.
Yes.
If you want to be featured on a future episode as the guest answering and giving some advice, also send us a message and let us know. We're excited.
Reach out.
Yeah. Hit us up.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Get
go ahead.
into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you have?
I'm excited. So the first one is very near and dear to our hearts. Women in their 30s are sharing life lessons they wish they'd learned earlier. And I didn't expect it to be so real.
Ooh.
No.
Okay. I'm excited for this. Wait, I want to hear all the advice.
So it says, first, as I've grown up, women from my aunts, friends, older sisters have always told me that their 30s are so much better than their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And always for the same reason. They were more sure of themselves and stable mentally, physically. They'd figured out more for themselves, and they didn't accept less than they deserved and had more means to pursue what they wanted.
I agree so far.
I would completely agree.
Yeah.
I hope others would as well.
Yeah.
It says, don't be afraid to speak up for yourself. Respect comes with character, not age.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever it might be, a random man trying to mansplain, an annoying aunt. It also says be open to new friendships. So as you grow older, you realize you've outgrown some friendships. The biggest misconception is you can't make friends past 25.
I think a lot of people think that. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be moving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. Very valid. Okay.
It also says it's not selfish to prioritize yourself. Love yourself, make decisions that benefit you, not anyone else. You only have to answer to yourself and no one else. So don't be apologetic about that. I feel like that's what we're sort of preaching to on the pod.
Yeah. And I think we've talked about that before. Just, you don't have to give a reason every time if something, but I think that, you know, on the other hand, your partner, your family, depending on your relationships, there are people that you should go above and beyond for. You don't leave anybody hanging.
Yes.
But to do the things like to overextend, or with friends that are not in kind of your close-knit circle, yeah, I mean, self-care, mental health, sure.
Yes.
Okay, what else does it say?
Agree. The last one, I think most important. It's resonated. Educate yourself on your financial aspects of your life. Taxes, 401ks, investments. It's a wonderful tip to take you into the future. I think that's honestly very important. Obviously,
I know.
Savings, emergency savings, investments.
Yeah, I mean, as you get closer to your 30s, I think you start thinking about that stuff more. And like, you want more luxurious things, you want better quality things, but yeah, you should be prioritizing that. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I actually have an article.
Okay.
A major headline I'd like to share.
What is it?
How do you know if you actually want kids?
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you want kids?
I feel like I've never been asked the question, but
really,
the more that you get older and think about it, I would love to if I'm able and capable. And yeah, how about you?
Yeah, I think so too. But I'm married now, and we've had so many conversations about this. And I feel like the biggest thing is our lives are so good right now without them.
Yeah.
And people are waiting longer than ever to get married, to have kids. So I obviously am not coming right now from the perspective of somebody who has kids. But I think my question, without even getting into the article yet, right? Not even her perspective. Okay, so, well, this is where I struggle because I feel like sometimes people are afraid to ask this question to you.
Yes.
And then the ones that do, it's like, how do you even respond to that? If there's a resounding yes, like, yes, absolutely, we want kids. Sure, that's easy. But when your life is so good without, you almost don't know what you're missing. And I feel like people who have kids say it's a love like you've never experienced before. You could never even imagine that you would feel this way because you've never felt it before. So that makes sense. Like I can rationalize that there is a love that I have never experienced because I don't have children. It's a different type of love. It's just like they're, you know. But if you never had it, you don't know what you're missing. Do you miss it if you never have it?
I think some people genuinely, and whatever their decision is, whatever the deciding factor behind whatever it is, don't want to have kids. And I fully respect that.
Yeah.
Do you have friends like that?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
I do. That they're okay, like, either way.
Yes.
Or just like if they didn't have kids. Yeah. So basically, to get into the article, because I thought this was so interesting and I really wanted to talk with you about this, but it says we're supposed to want to have kids, right? I didn't realize that there was any other option.
But then your timeline is starting, like, not to get into it, but we're getting older. So it's like you have to think about, and then financially, just the timing.
Well, so it says, it's one of those questions I'd rather avoid answering, but my aging body is telling me I better find some clarity soon. As someone who's been told fertility might be a challenge throughout their life, I also know that it can take up to 2 years of trying before a doctor will recommend you for fertility treatments and stuff. She says that gives me an increasingly small window and increasingly smaller, but larger pressure. Right, as you get a little bit older to make that decision, which will alter the course of your entire life. And so I think some people are resounding yes. Some people are pretty hard no's. And then there's probably more than ever a lot of people in sure. Like, yes, if that all works. I mean, literally your response.
Yeah.
If I can, if I'm able to, if that's what we decide, then yes.
Yeah. Well,
But if I don't, does that make or break my life versus?
And I think it's not even, sorry to stop you, but
No, tell me.
to decide. I think when you're with your partner, immediately you have to have that conversation, whether you're married or not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm like going.
Well, no,
deep
you want to
into
have
it.
same values.
Of
Yeah.
course.
What goals do you have?
So you'd hope that that's the case, like earlier on, to have that conversation, but just you don't know what your body's like. You don't know what their body's like. We're really getting into it.
I guess, like, I just want to ask you, what did you picture? I don't know if we ever talked about this when we were young, but like, what was the age that you always wanted to be? Think about, what did you think your future was going to look like?
That age was never in my mind. I like 16, you get your driver's license, and you're a little free.
So were you excited for 16?
I feel like 16 in college. And then I think for me, I don't know, important for me to not like set expectations with timing.
Yeah.
And I think also my parents got married a lot later, so it felt more acceptable. And I love that about them, that they got married a lot later. Like, I'm older than my mom was. And when she got married, I'm like, of course I'll get married before like the time. I think she was 29, but
okay.
Yeah, that was sort of the timing that I had. But I think it's important now more than ever to not try and pigeonhole yourself into
put timelines on certain things.
Yeah.
But it says choice isn't always available to everyone, and a family can include single parenthood, economic challenges, infertility journey, unexpected guardianship, or any loss. I mean, there's so many things.
Yeah.
But I think what's interesting is she kind of goes into, in this article, it talks about that family can be so many different things, and that doesn't necessarily need to include children anymore. Right. So now more than ever, so many people are kind of admitting that they're kind of in between.
An open, honest conversation with your partner is very important.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Kylie, hold on. Something's coming in.
I'm hearing some breaking news.
Wait, Kylie. I have breaking news. Hold on, Kylie.
There it is. People were so uncomfortable with doing nothing that they opted to give themselves small electric shocks instead. Pretty much it means to do less. It's good for you. It talks about how we're getting distracted by the thought of your work inbox filling up. You can't get a massage, or you can get a massage and splurge, but your thoughts are racing the entire time.
Yeah.
It says, if any of these things sound familiar to you, you're not alone. Relaxing may sound like the easiest thing in the world, but for a lot of people, it's not.
I totally agree.
I would have to agree, too.
I think people have anxiety in their head, and it's very hard to get out of your own head. You know what immediately comes to my mind when you say that?
What?
The fact that people can't even take a shower without having music or a podcast or something playing in the background because they don't even want to be alone with their thoughts.
Yes.
Do you do that?
I was going to ask.
Do you do that?
I love to do a podcast when I'm in the shower. I'll listen to a podcast and I'll speed it up too. Like, I do enjoy a podcast, or I do like music. Sometimes I don't like to be alone with my thoughts in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
No, I think that's the whole point is I used to watch a feel-good show. There's a couple shows, Friends, White Collar, The Office, classics. I watched them all from start to finish a couple times through. And that's not even me just sitting down and watching them in my spare time. I'm getting ready for work and I have it playing on my phone.
I thought you were in the shower.
In the shower, I'm listening to it. Yeah, I would just like continue it. And then I think somebody either said this on a podcast or I read it in a book, but somebody had said, and this was a couple years ago, because I was doing that so frequently, and people were talking about how everybody is like so in their heads and they don't want to be alone with their thoughts. I mean, exactly what you're saying right now, and how people continually rewatch the same shows because they're feel-good shows, because that helps. That's just like a calming space. You know what's going to happen. You obviously like it and enjoy the characters. So again, feel good. It makes you feel safe and comfortable. I never even thought about it that way, but it's a form of anxiety.
I know. I feel like
so I felt so called out so now I think I'm really good about not having that. But that was me compartmentalizing. I also am way more into podcasts now over the last couple years. So I did switch from rewatching shows to podcasts now. And there's certain genres of podcasts, but some days I want like a feel good, enjoyable something. Other days I want to learn something. Other days I want to talk deep and, those are the types of things that I'm listening to. But when I'm in the shower, I listen to subliminals. Yeah.
I know subliminals, but I don't know if our listeners do. Can you explain that to them?
Sure. Yeah. So it's just calming music, usually at a high frequency, 432 hertz, I believe. So when it's this high frequency, it usually equates to just a better energy, you're feeling better. But then behind that are recorded affirmations. So so this is a life hack. Usually people who make subliminals will have them like in a different, so maybe it's all gratitude, or maybe it's a subliminal about, it's a lucky girl subliminal. Maybe it's about something very specific, whatever goal you have, weight loss, something that you're working towards, abundance, self-love, things like that. And those they'll list out affirmations, but the affirmations track are really low volume. And so all you actively hear consciously is the music, but your subconscious can hear the low sounding affirmations in the background. So it's basically a hack to doing affirmations and self-love, or whatever the subliminal is for. But I made my own personal subliminals. So they basically repeat all of the personal goals that I have for myself and my life. And I have a bunch of other ones from people I trust. You always want to make sure it's from somebody you trust, because you can't hear them. So you want to make sure that they've made genuine things that align with your goals. But I listen to those now, and I'll just have a speaker, and I like that in the background because now I can be alone with my thoughts. Yeah.
I love that.
But that's a conscious thing that I do.
Well, I even think the frequency is like newer to the world.
I think so too.
Listening to frequencies, or like falling asleep to certain frequencies, or putting it on for your dog. I feel like it's like a new hack that not a lot of people know, and they should. So
yeah. So basically this article was saying that people were so uncomfortable just sitting alone that they'd rather do this than sit by themselves with their thoughts.
Well, it's like reframe what counts as rest. The idea of meditating, if the idea of meditating makes you break out in hives, that's okay. Like relaxation.
So it's okay to break out in hives if you're meditating.
Don't like meditation, and I totally like, some days I don't either.
Yeah.
But the value that I've seen in meditating and like being alone with my thoughts and realizing what my thoughts are. Is so important.
I think so too.
Yeah. And mindset. And
everybody talks about it in the health and wellness space.
Yeah. And also then it goes into, if you're ruminating and feeling anxious, to write your thoughts down in a journal. I know we're both journalers. My 5-minute journal that I love, where it's just write your 3 things that you're grateful for today. And then 3 things that you are excited about happening today. And then 3 highlights of the day at the end of the day. I feel like journaling is so important. And the last thing we've talked about this too, but breathing exercises.
Yeah, I like those.
I know, it sounds nuts, but I swear breathing helps so much. It's huge. Have you done it and felt a difference?
Yeah, but you know what's so crazy? There's this girl, I'm not going to name names, but she has a podcast that I listen to, and she had this breathwork expert on. And I was super into this episode. So they're asking intelligent questions and talking about the science behind breath work and why it works and all the good benefits for it. And this woman she's obviously specifically trained, but she's seen all these different types of people react to breath work. And so that was interesting, right? So some people have these moments where their body is just like releasing trauma and how your body responds. It's just, you can't even control that in the moment. So that's really interesting. Or it can bring this euphoric feeling. So I've done breath work and I think that's really cool. But she led a breath work for the girl on, it was maybe 5 minutes. Okay. Just a couple minutes. She was doing it on the podcast. And she starts to basically have her back off. It's slowing. She's ending the breath work segment. And the girl doesn't stop. She just keeps going. And the woman who was getting interviewed, the breathwork leader, tried to stop her in the calmest, most respectful way. I'm not exaggerating. Maybe 5 times. And she was so entranced in this breath work and wherever her mind went to that I don't think she could hear her, and she never addressed it either. Like, I don't think she knew how dramatic this was. And listening, this girl was not stopping the breath work, and this instructor
Okay.
the instructor, again, so respectful, but tried to bring her out of it to end the breath work. It was just supposed to be a couple minutes, and I think this went on for 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. Because you want
wild.
More. I'm not kidding.
She was going through something.
Yeah, no, but when I breathe, obviously you're breathing when you're meditating. You can do mindfulness meditations, but a breathing meditation, you're breathing in for 4, you're holding for 7, you're going out for 8. It's life-changing. And so the other thing is see a therapist if you want to, and start small and then practice. I think all of those things are so important.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that too. Okay, so I think it's time for our caller. Friend of show, Carla is calling in. We've already let you know the moment is here. We have a really exciting honest opinion question that somebody wrote in. So thanks so much. Again, if you have a question or dilemma, let us know. But we're going to take a quick pause. Carla's going to be calling in any minute now, and we'll be right back. Hello.
Hi, Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you guys doing?
So good.
We are doing great. We have actually a prompt for you. So, dear honest opinions, since the pandemic, I've been working from home, and while it has its perks, I'm starting to feel burnt out and isolated. The boundaries between work and personal life are blurred, and I'm struggling to stay motivated. How can I combat this burnout and create a healthier work-life balance while working remotely? Sincerely, burned out at home. I think we've all heard this before. I know I felt it. Carla, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. And great dilemma, because as a work from home girly, I've had to navigate work-life balance myself. And while not easy at first, I've actually grown to appreciate, the new work-life balance that I have. So first thing I'd want to ask this person is what kind of balance existed before you worked from home? So if that was an option, like what was your getting ready routine? Did it involve children, pets? Where did you used to fit those tasks before and after work? So regardless whether or not that used to be your lifestyle, think to yourself, what kind of improvements have you been asking yourself, should I be working on? Is this the perfect time to be using the time, let's say that you were getting ready and driving into work and commuting back, all of that time that you used to spend on those things, how can you use that time for some life improvements, for some, life happiness, something that'll bring you joy? So, is it finding the perfect gym? Is it, becoming a morning person in a different way? Because now you can get up, let's say at 7 a.m. and instead of having to get ready, rush, get the kids ready, get the dogs out, pack your lunch, instead you can start peacefully by going on a long walk and enjoying that cup of coffee outside. Don't get on your email right away, because I feel like that's what a lot of people struggle with is, let me check my email like it's 7 a.m. It's like, you are not paid, especially if you are working salary, you're not getting paid that overtime. So do not log into your email first thing in the morning. Do not stress about that. Work the hours that you are supposed to be working. So use that time now, that free time that you have, to, improve your life some way. So like I said, whether it's getting finding a new gym, journaling, picking up a new hobby, figuring out a new passion, being outside more in general. So, look at it as an opportunity just to like get things done that you normally would have to like wait after work or too drained to do. Um, Take breaks. You're only like paid to work your scheduled hours. So take that seriously. Take a break. Go outside, you know, listen to a silly podcast, something motivational, maybe even get some chores done in between, something that you would, have to wait until the end of the day or the weekend. You can take breaks and just do some stuff that you normally would have to wait and just get it out of the way. And then you have even more free time afterwards to do anything you please.
You're inspiring me.
Me too. This is great. Keep going.
One big thing I did last year was I did a move to Florida. I was a little unhappy with where I lived and I worked from home in Charlotte, North Carolina. And, I was able to pick up and move to a new environment, new scenery, let's say. So if you can financially afford this, I know not everyone's in the same boat. Um, or you can add this to your vision board. I don't know. But if possible, think about like where you're living, like the space that you're in. Are you in an area where you can safely walk outside and enjoy some fresh air? Would you rather be in the city and like have that, city feel, the hustle and bustle, but, not actually be in the office? Or do you want to look outside your window and see some palm trees or like have an ocean breeze? Think about those kind of things and it'll make, your work-life balance even better because you actually enjoy, working in the space that you're in. And you can also separate that work life by being in an environment where you can escape, all the work and all the craziness that comes with it. So, yeah,
That's lovely. I have to say, I couldn't agree more because my boyfriend and I just decided that we're moving to Florida. And the same thing with palm trees, like location.
Yeah.
Is a lot of it too. And just to get out of your comfort zone, change of pace.
Okay, listener. I think that's pretty much everything I could say about it. Oh, Carla, what an inspiration. Thank you for being our guest today.
Inspiring the listeners.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So happy to be on. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Talk to you ladies soon.
Bye. It's time for a mini mic moment. We have our mini mics out.
Yes.
And today's mini mic moment is brought to you by the sponsors we hope to have. The mini mic moment is how to make a vision board and what to do with it. I could talk about this for 10 days.
Oh, have you made one before?
Oh, a million of them.
Yeah, that was a joke.
I've made a million of them. And a lot of everything that I manifested, things that are on my vision board have come true.
Yeah.
If you look at the picture and you look at my real life pictures from it, the same thing.
She's not lying.
Yeah, I'm not lying. Maybe for 10,000 subscribers, I will share a picture of one of my vision boards.
I will make her. Yeah.
A vision board that I've completed items from with real life matching pictures. Or if we have 10,000 subscribers, I'll let you choose. The other one could be something that's currently on my, on my vision board, what my current vision board looks like.
No.
Okay. So, interesting article. It says, as a kid, one of my favorite activities was collaging. I feel like we did this as kids. We had all of the Pottery Barn magazines. PB cutouts.
Yeah.
And we would make collages on, I don't know, notebooks maybe. Okay. So that's basically what I do, but I make them in Canva now. So everything is online. It's my lock screen on my phone, my computer background. So usually with a friend, I'd paste together magazines and newspaper clippings into a piece of artwork that I promptly forget about or hang onto the fridge. It sounds like us. Did we write this article? Right? So simply put, a vision board is a visual representation of your goals. Media and life coach Zakia Larry tells Oprah Daily, and it's slightly different from a mood board. Instead of focusing solely on aesthetics, a vision board concentrates on bigger picture life ambitions. but you can feel free to make your vision board as aesthetically engaging as you like. So basically it says that studies show how vision boards serve as powerful visualization tools, which actually help us achieve our goals. So I like to put my vision boards in places where I'm going to see them all the time. And once you get used to seeing it, you don't really recognize it anymore. I keep them hanging in my closet because I go in my closet every day, but I'm not actively going in my closet and staring at it. Right. But I'm walking by it a bunch of times. So it kind of goes back to what we were saying about the subconscious mind. You're still picking up on it, even if you're not consciously looking at it or acknowledging it. So you want to have it in a place where you can visually see it at multiple times in your day, really. Lock screen on your phone.
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
Or the background on your phone when you open it up, your computer, print out pictures, print out things, make a cork board, hang it in your room. I like the closet thing because not everybody's going in my closet, but they're my own personal, private goals, maybe not everything that I'm sharing at the moment, big things that I'm working towards. But you also want to, here's one trick. You want to keep pictures of things that you've already achieved on that same vision board. Okay. Have we talked about this? Okay, so here's the life hack for you and all the listeners. So this is what you do. You have your vision board, and these are all pictures of things that you're working towards. So some people will, if you wanted, there's this dream car that you want to buy. Some people will take pictures of themselves in that car. Like they might go to a dealership and they're looking at the car, but before you buy it, you might take a picture of yourself in that car or have somebody take a picture of you standing outside of the car. So you can visualize yourself owning it. Okay. So, or maybe you're taking a picture from your point of view. Like if you were looking at your own hand on the steering wheel, that's the picture you take. Okay. So if you want to buy a house, you're putting a picture of the house that you want and be as specific as you can. Some people are a little bit broader. The hack is that once you've achieved something that was on your vision board, you keep a picture of that on your new vision board. Do you know why? Because it tricks your subconscious mind and reminds it that what's on your vision board is achievable because you already have something that's on it. So maybe it's like a salary. You want a certain salary. You want to make a certain living. And so say it was like $50,000. You wanted to randomly somehow earn $50,000 as a goal. So whether that's like through work, anyway. Okay. So you have a picture of the number 50 and you have some money next to it or something. That's your vision. That shows you the goal that you're working towards. And then you actually get that 50,000. You leave that on your new vision board or on that vision board. And so every time you look at it, you're seeing not only the goals that you've already achieved to 1 or 2, but all the other things that you're working towards.
Right. An incredible reminder.
There you go. Yeah. So if you're not already making a vision board, there's your tip today. But basically, you just want to think about what values are most important to you, what career or financial goals you have for yourself over the next year. What are you saving up for? What are your dream travel destinations? Do you have any wellness goals? What is your vision for your relationships with other people? What's your vision for relationships with yourself? What do you want to bring more of into your life? Things that you want to attract, and think of any inspirational quotes that are important to you. Do you make vision boards?
I've made one like every year, the past 2 years, but I haven't been as like ritualistic as you or like some of my friends are obsessed and say as well, like you.
Their visions come true.
It comes true.
Their goals.
And I've seen like show me the one from last year. They believe it and it truly comes true. So it sounds a little crazy, but you're manifesting the life that you want.
So that's the end of episode 4.
That was fun.
That was so fun. Enjoy your Sunday, whatever your routine looks like.
And join us next week.
So thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.